Hope you're all back. So, we will continue chapter 11, friends. So, it's chapter after death choices and the mechanics of transition. So far we have we have understood about the permutations and combinations and how how these souls reincarnate and how they plan and the combinations they choose to gain, to grow, to evolve, and the experiences through experiences, and uh, and also like how the masters, how they help all these souls who, to understand about the reality that about death, because some souls they don't realize that they have already left the physical body, this physical realm. So the masters, how they help, and also there will be like before reincarnation, a lot of process go undergoes, the soul has to undergo, and there will be a mid plane where in that mid plane the soul take rest, uh, and also it re-experiences it, the self-realization happens. It checks all the past lives, and how from that information, and how these souls again reincarnate, and how they plan to reincarnate based on their past experiences, or if they want, and there are some souls who take challenges, who go for extreme levels. So far we have all these combinations, and today we will continue a bit more of those. So the relationships, it's like uh, relationships in the sense like uh, which they are like whatever they have relationships in the past life, the connection between the people. Okay, so how they plan, some they choose like the relationships for the next life have to be settled upon, and this involves telepathic communication with all those who will be involved. So these souls, when they plan to reincarnate, so they choose, so they don't alone, so we can't evolve with a single with like with our own. Yeah, of course we learn by our own, but we need some souls, we need some people either to support our learning in different ways. The support will be, we get that support in different ways. So some they support with their kind, with their helping nature, or with the positivity, that what we think that's a positive, but it is not like defined positivity. So what we think, and some the challenges, but everything is about our choice that we choose. And when before we reincarnate, so this soul which is planning to reincarnate, it chooses the relationships for the next lifetime. And this involves, and how this involves is through telepathic communication. Because as in the last session we have discussed the message from the SETH master, the soul group alone, the soul group is not, it won't reincarnate as a group at a time. Okay, it may be, it varies, and it also depends upon their own choice, on their own pattern. So some might have taken already birth, or some still maybe in the different realm. So according to their knowledge they will go to the different realm. So this is how, and this soul can communicate to the other realms. We have already discussed this also. So these souls, they can communicate with the the other souls in different realms based on the knowledge, based on the frequency, we can say, or the uh, uh, we can say the level, okay, level of understand, so everything, because on the growth, so it can communicate to the other realms. So that's how to telepathic. So we all, the soul have this telepathic skill, so we do get this. So this telepathic communication with all those who are involved. So we are planning, if I am planning before, so I need to pass this information, so I need to communicate my plan. So this is how the my plan is, so in that particular period, so you have to help me in this way. So all this plan. And also further, Seth master says, if we say something, if we plan, it's like a discussion. Even they have to, this plan has to in their alignment also. It's not like they will be in their own life and that particular period they will come, they will enter into our life. Because to to take that action also, there should be some plan for them. So it's like agreement, so for that particular agreement. So in this way the telepathic communication goes. The soul won't go to every to each and every realm, or the already who has taken birth on earth, on this on the particular dimension. So the soul will involve with it communicates through telepathy. And this is the time then of many projections, like many projections in sense many combinations, and will be planned. So some are simply, so some souls, like they are simply loners, so they reincarnate without any great feeling for earth's historical period. That means, so they are independent of the era of time of or time frame in earth's history. So these souls don't choose any specific time period to reincarnate in. So each with unique challenges, lessons and experience shaped by the events of that era. So see, like uh, if at all it's a era of any historical periods, there will be an era like a stone age or the middle age, and this is how the evolution depends on the era as well. So in that middle age, like the modern, so in this way the soul chooses some souls, this means some soul chooses the era as well. So if it want to uh, if that particular era is suitable, this is soul to evolve. If that time period is become will be an advantage to the soul. So it's, so this is how the permutations and combinations, so depending on the era as well, the soul chooses. But there are some souls, Seth master says, there are some souls who they don't choose about the historical, they don't choose about the era, they don't mind. So just they focus on their individual, so on their individual lessons. So they are called that means they are like loners. So they incarnate without any feeling on the earth's period, historical period. But there are some souls like who like to return when their contemporaries, so this is like one soul, so they never bother, or they never want to choose one particular era. And there are some other souls who will return to their who like to return when their contemporaries, like individuals, contemporaries in sense, so individual who lived in the same period. So if they choose the people, if they are if they already have taken birth, so these souls also choose to take birth. It's like combination. So they want to be in that particular, so they choose the individuals who lived in the same period. So they are like contemporaries from particular past historical time. So historical time written again, and there are group patterns also. Like people, though they are not family, here it's not about the family, it's not about taking birth in the same family. It's like The same taking birth in the same family is another pattern. But here they don't belong to one family, but there will be some people like some leaders. See, like some leaders, we can choose like to coming here like Mahatma Gandhi and Nehru ji. So it's like they 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 contemplate to each other. So they are like so. For example, I said maybe in the next birth we don't know, but there are some people. So they choose that package. So they will return the who are like to return when they're contemporary. So from particular historical time, an earth historical time, so they will return. So they will return multiple times. So they see the combination and they will make that combination happen for multiple times. If the other soul, the both the souls, if they see, if they are interested in this, so they choose in this type of pattern from particular past historical time period and written again and again. And there are group patterns, and here when they are incarnating, right, so when they are incarnating, this is like a group. This is not, they are not independent, they are like group. So these group again take birth again and again. Why? Because to change the to bring the drastic changes on the earth. So this is like so this is one group. So they always reincarnate, uh, seeing the combinations. And next thing is, if it is not in that way, if it's not like that, they are independent but they are the same same soul family in the same group. Okay, if it is not in the way, there is another type involved, that's called personal cycles. So personal cycles in which families, and here see, like this is for the earth. The first contemporary is what we have discussed just before, is for the change, to bring some changes on the earth planet. And here the next thing is, here also some souls they choose to reincarnate, but also in the group, but for the personal choices. These involve personal cycles in which families may reincarnate. They are not they are not here to change something, to bring some changes, but for the personal growth, for the personal, though they are personal, they are not independent, but they choose the one family as like personal cycles. So in this, the whole cycle, the whole soul family or the soul group, we can say, they will choose different relationships to each other. That means in which families may reincarnate. So they, in that soul family, all in that soul family itself, they will reincarnate, taking different relationships to each other. Understood? So, so some souls reincarnate to shape the world, like, and they choose, and who reincarnate to shape the world, they choose to go all the way specialize in physical existence. That in the sense, they dedicate themselves fully, fully to mastering the experiences of physical world. So learning extensively, so they learn extensively about how it works, including its systems, challenges and opportunities. So these are some souls, so they reincarnate to shape the world. And first one is like contemporaries, and here there are some souls like independent souls, so they are not like group. See, like it's like how the pattern, it's like so interesting to know. For me it's, I felt like very interesting. So I was thinking what could be my pattern, the past lives or this life. So uh, see, like these masters who bring great changes, so who want to shape the world, so in the right way, or not maybe in the right way, in sense uh, who bring wants to bring shift to this planet. So they don't choose a family. Okay, some, it's not like condition. So there are some souls like they take independent birth, so they choose to go all the way. So they want to specialize in physical existence here. So they want to learn this system, They want to learn this system, learning like extensively, and they will choose to go all the way to the extreme levels. So in order to understand the system and also how it works, including the challenges and what are the opportunities that here, um, and what are the opportunities to shape the world, and their knowledge is more comprehensive than others, Seth Master says, and their knowledge is more comprehensive. And many of these personalities live comparatively short lives. So Seth Master, so who choose to come like this? They choose, when we compare to the other individuals, other souls, so they have the short lives, but and they experience more lives. They come back again and again, again and again, so not in one lifetime. So they will learn, they will explore the same thing, they will explore to the extent, by taking multiple births, and they will have the short life span, and they experience more lives and more than most other individuals. They written in many historical periods, finally shaping the world as we know it. So see how challenge for these souls, the great masters who brought many changes in different historical periods in different era. So we think like there. So these masters, why they have vacated their body in a very short lifespan. You can see like Swami Vivekananda is also very short lifespan when we compare to actual. So in that era also there are so many people uh, who lived for longer than 100 plus years, or more, at least 80 plus years, right? So we generally we think like maybe if they have lived, so might be a greater, they might be a great change. But see, these souls, the great souls, they again reincarnate. So again and again they reincarnate, and they bring so many changes to shape the world. It's not for self years, it's not for their self growth, for the world. And let me read out Seth Master, what Seth Master's words are. In one way, in one way or another, you all are travelers before you begin even your first reincarnation cycle. To make it as simple as I can, I will say that you do not have the same backgrounds necessarily when you enter the physical system of reality. As mentioned earlier, earthly existence is a training period, and yet, as far as possible, I would like you to forget your ordinary ideas of progression, like ideas of good, better, best can lead you astray. For example, you are learning to be as completely as possible. In one way, you are learning to create yourselves. I repeat this line, friends. In one way, you are learning to create yourselves. In so doing, during the reincarnational cycle, you are focusing your main abilities in physical life, developing human qualities and characteristics, opening new dimensions of activity. So, here, finally, whatever the plan, whatever um, the role we choose here, it's like, so it's that all these reincarnations. So uh, so it's for the learning sake. So we are this system, it's like a school, like many masters, like, and also uh, many times we heard from Patri sir as well. So it's like earth is like a school. We come here, we take our role, we learn through experiences, we learn through challenges. We think like those are challenges, but these challenges uplift, and also uplift our spirit, uplift our mm, possibilities of that means in the whatever the potentials or potential, and also which are dormant, like skills, any skills. So it's like evolve. We are simply like we are evolving here, whatever be the experience. So it's like a training period. He says earthly existence is a training period. And in this training period, uh, he says to forget about the ordinary ideas of progression. Ordinary ideas in the progression, in the sense what we think the progression will be, is a good, is coming to be a better or best, or this reincarnation, is this life is good. I mean, this whatever we have planned, is it the good plan, or is it the best, better, whatever and also we segregate, we divide the experiences as well. It's a good experience or bad experience. Experience is an experience. We should not divide, we should not segregate, we should not separate, give names. This is a good, this is better, this is best. That's what Seth Master says. And also he says like you are learning to be completely you are learning to be as completely as possible. And in this we are creating ourselves here. He says you are creating, you are creating yourself. You are creating. So creation is happening each and every moment, not only when we take birth, but each and every moment here we live in. We take breath, we are taking breath. So each and every breath is an experience. Each and every breath we take in is like we are evolving. And we are knowing ourselves. So enlightenment, again I say, what Patri sir said, enlightenment is nothing but to know about yourself, to know the truth about yourself, not knowing about ourselves, to know the truth about ourselves. And through these incarnations we are knowing the truth, the reality of ourselves, the true self of ourselves, right? and and like and also he says like reincarnational cycles are focusing on your main abilities in this physical life, developing human qualities and characteristics, opening new dimensions of reality. So we are creating ourselves, and also we are creating the path, we are creating our new dimensions of our own self, right? So, and it is not, he says like it is not like good doesn't exist. It do exist, but the concept of good and progression are extremely distorted. So there is like this good, the meaning of good, the meaning of progression is like altered. The truth, it has altered. So many people, so we understood and we altered the truth. That's the reason. So friends, we should not judge anyone, including us. So like when it comes to me, I got to know few births, few past lives of myself. So I was not in spiritual path in few lifetimes. I was not at all in spiritual path. So I don't. So I. mm it's not like they are any they are the any like they are not best. I don't say that they are not best lifetime. It's an experience. So all those are experience. So when we cross one phase, when we cross one phase, we will open to another phase. Every time. So and here we should not also judge others, if they are in meditation, if they are good, if they are good or bad. So everyone, they are like evolving, though they meditate or not, though they are in spiritual path or not. Every being here on this planet, on the other dimensions, are evolving. Okay. So like Seth Master, so and many enlightened masters said, we are here to learn. We learn through experiences and challenges. And when we limit ourselves. So when we confine, our thinking to the narrow definitions. So we are limiting ourselves. So when we limit ourselves by these narrow definitions of good, better, and best, by placing ourselves in these boxes, no, we we overlook the we overlook the broader broader spectrum of possibilities and the value of simply being and growing. So it's like simply being and growing. So but we think in the other way. We think like what Seth Master has said, progression. So we have distorted the meaning of the progression. We have so progression is not always like thing, is it good, or comparing ourselves, comparing our experiences, or comparing our role here. So we should not place ourselves in these boxes. So when we place like this, we are limiting ourselves. So when we limit ourselves, that means we are limiting our growth. We have to be open. Now, again coming to rebirth, like so many personalities have extraordinary talents. So many. And we all have those extraordinary talents along specific lines, and these may show up again and again in succeeding existences. So they may be tempered. So tempered in sense like something less or balanced. So when these souls, they are talented, extraordinary talent, if they have extraordinary talents in that particular lifetime, or whatever they have learned in past lifetime, and these talent will be, so they will be using this talent in the succeeding existences. So maybe tempered, it's not like exactly what they have, what they got in the past life, but but they use those talents in different combinations, and yet overall still remain a personality strongest mark of individuality and uniqueness. So these talents may broken occasionally, but it always there. So whatever we learn, we carry. Okay, what, it's not like getting wasted. So whatever those some things like some like I used to I initially I had this doubt. So what, all these lifetimes, when I got to know these lifetimes to through Patri sir, so he showed me so many lifetimes, so many pictures. So instead, these are your past lives. Then what about the knowledge that that the I have gained from all these past lives? So I was a priest in one of the past life. I was a priest as a complete a devotee of the deity. So I am as a complete a priest, and the priest should know all the mantras or the chants or Sanskrit and everything. The Vedas, but I always used to think, so why in this lifetime why I'm not able to learn that, because I already learned that's an experience. But the knowledge, the essence, what we gain, the essence, simply like the juice, the fruit juice. See, like orange, it has like the 12 orange peels. So when the juice, the essence is the knowledge, and the essence what we have learned will continue. It's not exactly we will be learning, but some they learn, some they do, some like advance. So they choose advance for whatever they have, whatever they have learned. They will choose they will choose bit more advanced in the same field. but what happened, what happened, or that all the talent and all will be there in our samskaras, what we call samskaras in our behavior. This is what Patri sir has said. When I asked him in that vision, after showing, so I got this doubt. So what will happen, so what happened to all the knowledge of or the experiences I have gained? So Patri sir said it will be in your soul consciousness, in your knowledge. Soul and soul consciousness is like different. Soul never guides or never takes, that soul always experiences. but whatever the knowledge that we have gained is is in the soul's consciousness. See, like a flower and its fragrance. A flower and its fragrance. A flower is different, so, and its fragrance is different, right? So that's how the soul and the soul consciousness, yes, we can't separate, but they are, but we can treat it separately, but they are not separate. The rose flower, it has its own fragrance, right? So that's how when we take birth, so our knowledge is like the fragrance, that means in the soul's consciousness, right? So that's how. So these talents may be broken occasionally, but it will be there in us. So for some souls there may be exception to general rules. So there are general rules. So what are their exceptions? They can reincarnate in another layer of reality, maybe in another dimension, or may at a soul level, but such cases are not so common. Seth Master says that they are not so common. As we have discussed earlier, souls who finished reincarnational cycles in this system can choose this option. So they can go to other realms, or other, they have different learnings. They choose different types of births in different. So yeah, friends, this is for today, but still this is a bit lengthy chapter. We have a lot of topics to cover, and also Seth Master shares about his past life here, a couple of past life. We will get to know in the next session. Right. So thank you so much. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute or answer.
Yes, Shardaji, wonderful session. Meditation was super great. And the topic of soul's journey, lives, past lives, is always interesting. It's like a movie, your favorite movie, you can watch it again and again, and you still continue to like it. And this topic of soul's journey in relation with lives, past lives, is always like that. So the past few days here in Egypt with our friends, we had been discussing about the soul's journey, how one plans their soul, particular lifetime, and how beautiful it is on the other side. And we do not remember how beautiful everything is planned. And in order for one plan to fall in place, there are multiple actors who do their role. Some may be doing errors in order that our plan comes and falls in place. We don't see it when they do errors, so we start to say, how can you do this? How can they do this? How can they forget? How can they? And so we judge. But when we understand our soul plan and we see that their doing perfectly had to happen in order that it fits into our soul plan, then we drop our judgment and we appreciate their errors. So we say, wow, you did great job by doing something bad to me or by doing an error there, because that fit into our soul's plan, life's plan. So yes, that is why just contemplating the mother's, in all the emotions, the mother emotion, which is considered as love, and the diffraction of it is rest of the emotions, anger and everything. Because when we feel angry to someone's behavior, and when we understand the purpose, why they have acted from the soul's level, it is transmuted into love, because it is the soul's love at a higher level that they have chosen a role in order to act in a way, in a way that creates a different situation in this particular life. It could be deceiving, it could be anger, it could be any kind of thing. We are talking particularly now about emotions or situations that are challenges. However, on the other side, people have chosen those roles because of the love, the friendship at the soul level. So it's a wonderful topic. Any number of times we listen, we always kind of connect to the beauty of it. And like the past sessions, there are multiple possibilities, multiple probabilities on the soul's planning. Even today, how people choose separately, together with the group, without the group, for personal learning, for some other task on a grander level. So yes, that's how it makes so very exciting to listen again and again. And that is why we have, you see, multiple authors, multiple masters, books. We have to always connect to them and continue to gain. And everything is a great memory reminder, right? So thank you.
Thank you so much. Shailaja ji.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sharda Garu, for the wonderful wisdom, as always. Like just now, like when Ram was telling, I had one doubt about that. Yeah, when we have people in our life, with few people we will have very good, very pleasant experiences, and few we had to learn some lessons, or it will be very hurtful. Yeah, when we see from the physical point of view, yes, it will be very painful to take the comments or experiences from such people. But as Ram told, from the soul level, they are helping us. Yes, but will that not have negative karma on their part? Although it is agreed at the soul level that they create some kind of like hurtful situations, like where we go into a painful part, will that not create a negative karma for them? How we should take that?
Yeah, I think Ram sir is the best one to answer this.
So let's take an example. So in school, when we go to school, we might have had experiences where teachers have, in order to guide us in a way, they use different ways. It can be a harsh speech, it can be, good words, and it can be also beatings. Yeah. So when it is done as a kid, they really hate these teachers. Now, when this kid grows up, they will look back and they will realize, because of that particular instance, something great had happened in my life. I have changed my behaviors. So even the teacher who is doing, he doesn't do because he dislikes the kid. He does that because he knows by doing that, it is bringing greater good to that kid. So there is no aspect of karma, because that is an agreement that I will do this for you. And then this soul who is on the receiving end said, please do it. I will be so grateful to you. So at the soul level, such lessons do not carry the way we are understanding that it will create a karma. No. Now, when this is happening, if me or a person as a student starts to hate this teacher and does something as he grows up, then there is a different level of unconscious act that they are doing, and then that will create a karma. Okay, so the answer is no, there is no karma. And as well, yes, if these two characters kind of do not connect to their real reasons behind why these things are happening, and they continue to overdo or do certain things, then they have to, let's say, rebalance certain energies. But the main purpose is always balancing or learning or growing, and not necessarily that it will create a bigger karma moving ahead.
So I can put it in this way, right, Ram? Like if, for example, a person A and B, there is a soul agreement, like where the person A is telling, like, yeah, I'll give a tough situation, challenge for you, which will be hurtful, but you'll be learning. Then there is no karma because the intention is good, to teach lesson. I mean, to learn the lesson. But on the other side, if there was no agreement like that, but the person A is like intentionally hurting, then it creates a karma. Although we don't know whether there was an agreement or no, but
That's the thing.
just to differentiate it.
Let's put like this, huh? Nothing in our life happens if it is not part of our soul plan. It is a very, very grand master plan that goes into one life. Grand master plan. And that is why, SETH master, if we see these immortal talks, the book you are sharing in the sessions, everything you see, when we see this, what this clearly says is a soul plan is a master plan, a life plan is a master plan. Every minute element is so very meticulously planned. So if a person is in your life and creating an experience, it is part of your soul plan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
99.99.99999999%.
Okay. Thank you, Ram. Because although I know theoretically, yeah, if someone is creating problem, we have to like, yeah, it's part of plan. Still, when it comes to practically, I was not able to take it. I used to have like multiple reminders. I used to keep reminding myself, okay, maybe this is my plan. But that doubt was not allowing me to fully accept it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it got clear.
That is why, the universal statements, no complaints, no judgments, why it is said. It is because of this reason that nothing can be in your experience, part of your life, if it was not your own acceptance at the soul level to have it in your life. It cannot be. So
Okay.
that is why these two statements come. No judgments, no complaints.
Wow.
Or else it
Yes.
would have been no judgments in case this one, or else you can judge. No complaints in case of this case, or else you can complain. So the statements could have been like that. But because they are very clear, straightforward, and it applies in every case, no complaints, no judgments.
Okay, got your point. Thank you, Ram. Thank you so much. This was like you cleared me such a big thing. I was feeling a little bit. I was getting. I mean, sometimes it was going like beyond. Although I know I was not able to do, I was feeling it. So thanks a lot for clearing it. Once again, thanks to Beam Platform and Sharda Garu. Thanks for the wonderful wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great question. And also, Sailaja ji, it's like as we create our own reality. So some with our inner frequency, and also this was also said by Mahavtar Babaji, like though some people, if they are not we are not meant to meet, but with our inner frequency, we attract such people, um, such experiences which are not meant to happen. So it's all about sometimes our inner frequency. It also depends upon our inner frequency, right? So it's also said in immortal talks as well, like creating unnecessary scenes. You remember? Creating unnecessary scenes. So we create something. So if we have learned the lesson, as Ram sir has explained, without any judgment, any comment, if we have learned the lesson, we have focus on not the particular person, but focusing on the lesson, then yeah, immediately we can shift our frequency.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I got your point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, please. Yeah, can I come in here?
Yes, Indraji.
Yeah, I'm Indra. Yeah, I still do not understand fully. This is something that is a very good question, something that has been going in my head for a long time, where I cannot find an answer. To make it simple, say take two persons, A and B. Say B cheats A for some money, a certain sum of money, right? So A is cheated, B is the cheater. So A, the cheated person, can say, I should not judge this man. He has done this to give me a lesson. That I understand. But the problem I have in understanding is, why did B cheat A not to give him a lesson, but for his personal gain? And he feels happy that he made some money out of it. So doesn't B have a karma in there?
Yeah, it's the same thing explained by Ram Sar Indraji. So, see, like on the surface level, on this physical existence level, we think like, say, cheating, but there will be a hidden lesson in that.
So there are lessons for both, right?
For both or for A, you
For
don't know
A,
what the combination is.
yeah, for A, it's a lesson. Yeah, he got cheated because probably he cheated
Yeah,
somebody else
that's
before.
we can't specifically, we can't specify, we can say like it's only for A. Maybe could be the experience, and this, from this experience the B also can learn that not to cheat.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Ram sir want to add something.
Thank you.
Yes, there are multiple probabilities, like in the past sessions, we were listening from Sarada ji's wisdom sharing on this SETH wisdom, right? There are multiple probabilities, multiple possibilities. It is never the same situation, has the same lesson for the same person in multiple times, or the same situation has the same lesson for different people. So one has to understand this. For example, let's take this example you said, Indraji. So imagine at the soul level, A, which is cheating, and B, which is on the, let's say, who underwent this cheating. And B says, in my next life, I would like to excel on the quality of being non-judgmental. So I need some volunteers. So someone says, hey, I am Mr. A. I will come and I will cheat you. You should not judge me. B says, yes, thanks a lot, my dear friend A. Let's go now. So through that experience, you have agreed that you are allowing that person A to give you that experience because you have chosen at the soul level to experience non-judgmental thing. You got it?
But what about A?
Yes, because
is he not getting
B had asked, can someone volunteer so that I can learn a quality of being non-judgmental? So A says, okay, I will come, my dear friend. It's like do you see on a movie? In a movie, a villain kills a hero or beats a hero, but it is just an act. If you see these two actors on street, you will not go to that villain and say, hey man, you are such a bad fellow, man. You have beaten the hero in that movie. Would you say that?
No. But
We will only say, villain, you did a great job. It exactly fit into the script. Kudos. Wonderful acting. Don't you say that?
But in real life, if one man kills another man, is he not causing? Is he not getting karma from the bad act he did?
So that is what it makes. Let's say we have to see the energy aspect, the soul aspect. So there were 4 people. I think this was the example Patriji had shared once. And it was a test during Mahabharata times. Who can be the king? Now I do not remember all the details. Okay. So the person A who was supposed to be the king, person B who can be the king. Okay. So now they need to choose who among these 2 people can be the king. So there was a test. Person A was got in front, and then they presented 4 people. So the first person was asked, what is the, let's say, crime you have done? The first person says, I committed a murder. So this supposedly the possible king A, he says, hey, take him and kill him. Hang him to death. Then the second case, what is the crime you have did? And he says, I committed a murder. So he says, okay, take this fellow and hang him till death. Third person, what did you do? I committed a crime. I murdered a person. Okay, take him and kill him. Fourth person, what did you do? I committed, I killed a person. Okay, take him and kill him. So people there said, wow, this is a wonderful thing because same judgment for all people. Wonderful. I mean, this guy has a very good quality, equal treatment for all. So now they bring this king, possibly the person P who can be the king, and these 4 people were presented. So he says, hey, person A, what did you do? I committed a murder. So then he asks, what is your background? So he says, my background is I'm just a laborer, and I know, I mean, I live out of what I earn every day. And so he says, you have a little education. So he know nothing about what is the aspect of, he doesn't know about the whole soul's journey. Give him 1 month imprisonment. Then the second guy comes. What did you do? I killed a person. So what is your background? And he says, my background is, I'm a merchant in a village. I take care of that village doing the business. He says, you are supposedly a person who should be taking care of the people, and you are educated, so you understand better things. Take him and give him 6 months imprisonment. Then the third person comes. What do you do? So he says something else. He says, I'm a lawyer. He says, you know the law and still you committed a murder. Okay, lifetime imprisonment for this guy. Then the fourth one comes and says, what did you do? I killed a person. What is your background? I'm a Brahmin and I'm a priest. He say, so you are a Brahmin, you are a priest, you know all the dynamics of what means killing a person, and you still committed. So hang him till death. So now this explains the dynamics of karma. It is intricate. And so if we do not understand the back picture, for example, if you see a movie and one person is beating another person, you would instantly say the one who is beating is committing a big crime. But when you see the full movie, you say, hey, villain, you beat him, but you really acted very well, isn't it? So all these way of thinking is because we are seeing only one very minute aspect of 600 lifetimes of a soul life. So until we don't see a 600 lifetimes of the souls, of the soul, and what were planned, we can never say what is, we can never say, he killed and it is wrong. Or he committed, he cheated and he is wrong. So on the worldly terms versus a spiritual terms of understanding things are completely different.
Thank you very much, Ramji. You beautifully explained it this time. It's really clear to me. Thank you very much. So when there's an act of one person on another person, there should be no judgment from the second person on the person why he did that. But the first person will have some judgment from maybe the universe or from somewhere where it look at the whole picture of that person, and there will be a level of karma coming from that. Thank you. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, Ram sir. Thank you so much. And yes, I heard from one of the video, Ram sir, from Patri sir. So if at all we want to judge anyone, we have to know the complete history of past 7 lifetimes, past 7 life of that person, in order to judge if we are having the right of to judge, then we must understand the past 7 lifetimes of that particular person, so that we can, so when we understand, so we have the right to judge a person. Thank you. Rashmi ji.
Thank you so much, Sharda ji, Shaila ji, and Indra ji, for a beautiful debate and discussion, and Ram ji and Sharda ji, nice discussion and explanation. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was also giving the same, kind of similar story, but I think Ramji has already spoken it. In Laws of the Spirit World, we have read that a person who is so helping and every people and financially everything he was helping, but after death he went to a plane, third plane, which is so difficult, and the spirits of Khurshid's sons, they say, how come he is here? They know in the worldly matter, this is the uncle and he's very nice and helping people, and he was a very good human being, and how come he is in plane 3? So then it was a hidden, like when he used to travel for business, he used to do crime, that was very subtle and hidden thing, and nobody knew about it. He used to do atrocities and crime in some other place, not in their city when he used to. So I think it's an interplay of free will, intention, as Ram say, judgment and complaint, and combination of all our lifetime what we do. One person, he must have done crime, but he'll not get the result in this lifetime. He may get it in the later time. So it's a lot of calculation of permutation and combination. So the free will, intention, yeah, all this come up. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rashmi ji. So no complaints, no judgments. All these, from SETH Master and also the law of spirit worlds. So we understand many stories. So at least, so Patri sir said, at least we have to know 7 lifetimes of that person. So if we complain or if we judge, so we have to know. Yeah, thank you so much, friends. Then shall we end the session, sir, or you have any announcements to share?
Yeah, good to end, Sharda. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, friends. Then we'll meet again in the next session. Have a nice day. Bye. Namaste all.